Marking all kinds of rockfish.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of So I Caught a Fish, Now What?
Even get to the bottom.
Today we're going to be making a whole barbecued black rockfish. The first step is to actually catch yourself a rockfish.
Oh, yeah. My tackle, these rockfish are so fun.
So the first step in preparing any fish actually occurs in the field when you catch it. You want to make sure that you bonk it, bleed it, get it on ice as soon as possible. And if it's going to be more than a few hours, you also want to gut it and remove the gills. Get the maximum freshness you can out of the fish. These rockfish have real thick scales, so you want to make sure you use a scaler, or you can use a spoon, but you want to remove all the scales on both sides. I've seen videos of people doing this in their kitchen sink, but if you're married, I definitely don't recommend it. Doing it outside is much easier, a lot less cleanup, just makes your life a lot easier. Once you have your fish scaled, you want to dry off both sides real good, paper towel, and the inside body cavity. You want all the moisture, excess moisture removed. Once your fish is dry, you want to make a series of score marks from the tail to the head, about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. This ensures that the fish cooks evenly and gets done a lot faster. Need to be mindful of the spines at this point. You could remove them with a pair of heavy-duty kitchen shears, but I like the presentation of leaving all the fins on. Next, you want to coat the fish liberally with salt. I use a good quality kosher salt, and I coat the fish rather heavily. Fish can take a lot of seasoning. And then I hit it with a little black pepper. You want to make sure you work the seasonings into the cut marks that you made along the fish. Really getting it in there. Now you want to take your favorite barbecue rub. I really like the Gospel by Meat Church, but whatever your favorite barbecue rub is, you want to hit the fish real heavy with that, really working it in there. I like to go real heavy-handed with barbecue seasoning. You're going to flip the fish over and repeat all the steps. You're going to hit it heavy with the salt, crack black pepper, and whatever your favorite barbecue rub is. I like to hit the inside of the body cavity with the rub also. Get some flavor in there too. Next, I coat both sides of the fish with a little bit of olive oil. It does two things. It helps keep it from sticking to the barbecue grill, and it also helps that skin crisp up a little bit. Just the smell of the barbecue seasonings, this fish is already starting to smell incredible. Next, we're going to take a lemon and slice that up into some slices. Got to remember to take the sticker off. Helpful little tip. Make about 3 or 4 slices. This is an overly ripe lemon, but work good for just getting some flavor inside that body cavity. You can also use some fresh herbs if you have some handy. Okay, now to my favorite part, grilling. I use a charcoal grill, set it up with indirect heat So you can pour all your coals on one side. You can use any barbecue you want as long as it's a Weber. I only kid, but I am a big fan of the Weber barbecues. I've had this kettle for well over a decade and still running strong. Once you get your coals set up, get your grate on there, get it heating up, get nice and hot so you can clean it. Now that it's good and hot, we're going to clean that grate real good. Nice clean grate. It's going to help keep your fish from sticking, and you don't want that. Do all that work and have the skin pull off. Now that everything's clean and good and hot, we're going to go ahead and get our whole fish on there. You want to put it on the indirect side away from the coals, and you want to put the thickest part of the fish towards the coals. This protects the thinner belly side from cooking too fast and overheating. Then I like to put a little smoking wood on there. I'm going to go with pecan today. Any kind of a mild wood is good for fish. Apple, cherry. You also want to make sure that you have the vent side of the lid over your food. That way it's drawing that smoke up and over your food and out the vent. You'll get that good smoke flavor. Here we're checking the fish after 20 minutes. It's not quite ready. You get in there with a fork and it should peel up off the bone real easy, but you don't want to overcook it to where it's falling apart and dried out. You see here it's got a little bit of pull to it still, so I'm going to let it go another 5 minutes. Shoot for 25. You can really see that smoke from the piece of pecan wood. Man, I wish you guys could smell it. Okay, it's been 25 minutes, right on the nose. I'm going to check our fish again, see if it pulls up off the bone real easy. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Wants to lift right off there. So we'll go ahead and pull the fish now, transfer it to a platter and take it in the house and get it ready to eat. A big wide spatula, they make it specifically for fish, but any bigger spatula makes this a lot easier of a job. As you can see, very little sticking on the grill, so that worked nice. So here it is, our finished product, our whole barbecued rockfish. As you can see, it's got a beautiful color. Smoke, made some nice smoke rings in there, and it just peels right up off the bone. It's going to make for a beautiful presentation. One nice thing about doing a whole fish this way is you don't have to worry about your fillet technique. If you're uncomfortable filleting a fish, this is a perfect way to go. For those of you that don't know, this is definitely the best part of any fish, I think. The collars. Definitely want to be taking advantage of eating those. Thanks for joining me on my first episode of So I Caught a Fish, Now What? If you like this kind of video, catch and cook, please think about subscribing. Thanks.